Here's a shout out to Aoia.com. You can choose for them to drop you anything for a very small price. Do not ever forget to use the coupon code RENCREATES so that you guys save 3% on your next purchase and you help out me as a creator. What's cracking, boys and my ladies? It is RENCREATES, and today we're going to be showing you guys how to get 10 hidden sorceries. These are secret sorceries in Elden Ring. That's right, there's 10 of them, and this video is going to be showing you how to get 2 of the legendary ones, with my other video on the best sorceries and sorcery staffs having the other 2. So, with all that being said, let's get into today's content right now. The Briars of Punishment can be found over in the mountaintops of giants. Over right before you would cross the huge bridge to get to the other side with the golem giant, you're going to make a left from the giant fire prelate dude, and you're going to go past the 3 lesser fire monks. There on a corpse is going to be the Briars of Punishment. Crystal Torrent is very difficult. Unfortunately, getting there isn't too difficult since we are just going to the Celia hideaway, which is right beneath Fort Farath. We've done this many times in different videos. But this time we have to take on probably one of the hardest bosses in the game, the Crystillian Trio, which contains a ring blade, spear, and scepter Crystillian. Yeah, it's a trio boss battle like I said before, and it's incredibly difficult. Not only Throne being ganked, but also Scarlet Rot. You've got yourself a huge setup for failure. But thankfully for you guys, I've made a video on how to defeat the Crystillian Trio. That will be in the Elden Ring playlist. But do not leave just yet. If we actually go ahead and do Selen's questline, don't worry, you don't gotta do much. I made a video on how to get the Comet Azure you need to spell in order to open up the little seal that's inside of the Celia hideaway, which isn't too bad, since in my last video about sorceries I actually covered where to get this spell. But now we're going to make our way to Selen over in the Waypoint Ruins. You kill Pumpkinhead, go through, talk to her, show her the Comet Azure, and bada bing bada boom, you're gonna get the seal. Now make your way back to Celia hideaway. Follow the path I take, and then you're going to go all the way down. There you're going to find a sealed off entry, and there is going to be a Ray Lucaria student there. You can kill him and then open up. Talk to Lusat, and bada bing bada boom. Since we're going astral with the stars, let's get another star sorcery. This is the Magic Downpour. We found in the Carrion Study Hall, and that is over to the eastern side of Larunia. Once you go through, just follow the path I'm taking, and you're going to encounter this NPC who is going to be using the Glintstone Great Bow, I believe is what it's called, to try and attack him. Believe it or not, this is a perfect opportunity to either get in a quick attack, since this windup is incredibly long, for him to pull back his bow and charge it. So you're going to have plenty of opportunities to basically completely wail at him. Now, unfortunately, he does like to teleport quite a bit, so you're going to have to probably follow him through this area while he's running away as you're fighting him. Thankfully for us, though, we can also pick up another staff. Not really too relevant to today's video, but it is still a good staff to have. Just keep going, and then kill him. And Magic Downpour is yours. Now we have Shattered Earth, a ground spell that can be found over in Larunia. It's in the Rhea Lucarian cave, and you're going to make your way all the way to the end until the boss fog. Then you're going to go up this elevator, and within the confines of this floor you're going to find yourself the Shattered Earth spell. I've actually made a video of how to get into Mirage Rise, but you know what, I'm just going to show it here, so let's get started. Mirage Rise can be found over in the Atlas Plateau. I have it on the map right here. Make your way over there and you have to solve a puzzle. This puzzle is going to require us to basically touch 3 holographic chests. The first 2 are very easy to find, but the second one you're going to have to this side of grace that's up on the screen. Thankfully it's pretty easy, don't worry. You're just going to drop down from here. I make it a lot more complicated than it looked, unfortunately, but you're just going to run over from the bottom of the bridge the same way I'm going. Find this giant boulder with this glow underneath it, hit it, and then claim your 3rd and final holographic chest. No clue why I said it like that, but go back to Mirage Rise, climb up, and grab yourself not only the unseen form, but also the unseen weapon. So a 2-for-1 bonus, not too bad. But let's take it back to the mountaintop of the giants, where we can actually obtain the Zammer Ice Storm, which you can literally obtain as soon as you get right from the Zammer Ruins Grace. If you follow exactly where I'm going, you're going to find yourself a corpse, and on that corpse is going to be the Zammer Ice Storm. Glamorous Fury is a bit weird. To be honest, I don't really want to go into detail in this video since I am planning to make another video in the future on actually how to go through this whole quest line. But Glamorous Fury is a lava spell. You get it from Resident Bernal over at the Volcano Manor after completing his request, which is to kill the Raging Wolf and the Sorcerer and get the Raging Wolf set. Yes, I know. I've got a video on that and how to make overpowered bleed build from the beginning of the game. Check that out. But what we're going to do is you're going to help out Bernal. And as soon as you defeat them, go back to the manor and talk to him to get yourself the Glamorous Fury. Also, while you're doing this side quest with the Volcano Manor, you can get the Magma Shot too, which is another magma sorcery, so that's pretty cool. But once that's completed, talk to the head of the manor and she's going to ask you about seeing the Lord. We're going to press yes because we're going to fight Ricard. Or Rykard. Rykard is very annoying. I have a video on how to beat him, thankfully, in the Elden Ring playlist. Check it out in the description below. But what we're going to do here is you're going to go through, defeat Rykard, and after he's defeated, you're going to get the Remembrance of the Blasphemous. Now you're going to train that Remembrance for the Rykard Rancor. And you know that giant crazy skull attack he does? That's exactly what you're doing here. It is super So first off is Earth Shatter. Earth Shatter is a groundbound type sorcery that basically makes a little AoE appear right in front of you. It's probably literally right in front of you. Yeah, you guys can see it's probably not the best Earth sorcery, but honestly there isn't too many in the game to begin with. That little AoE there is nice, but again, you'd have to stagger your opponent in order to really get this spell to work. Still nice that's in the game though. I like it. Zammer Ice Storm is really cool. It basically almost guarantees that you're going to get a frost proc, or it's very close that you're going to get a frost proc if you can use it. It can also be charged up if we try it here. But overall, its AoE is what makes it so incredible. We'd have to get pretty cool. It does pretty good damage. I mean, these are like beginning area enemies, but still. The ability it has to frostbite proc with bosses, especially with its AoE, is what makes this spell so good. If you can get it down and keep yourself from getting staggered with, say, a Ash Summon, you're gonna do pretty good with this spell. Alright, so now for the Unseen Form. Unseen Form is basically hidden body from Dark Souls. NPCs and AI enemies will not be able to see you, so we could potentially just run right past all these enemies. You guys can see right now they are kind of looking, but like they aren't aggroing, and that's kind of the point of the spell. Overall, Unseen Form with a sorcery that can boost the invisibility sorcery. It's basically just going to make the effects last longer. There isn't too much else to it other than that. It's still cool to see that we do have invisible sorceries in the game, but Unseen Form and Unseen Weapon maybe might help you a bit more in, say, PvP. We're going to first start with the Magic Downpour. Magic Downpour is a bit light. It is nice. It kind of just hovers around. Peppers a few enemies. It is okay. Against most like small enemies like cronies, sort of like the Godric soldiers, it's gonna be pretty okay. Once you got the scaling, it won't be too much of a problem. It can't really be charged too much. I think that's, yeah. Magic Downpour is a pretty nice spell, but we can do way better when it comes to raining down stars on our opponents with Stars of Ruin. Stars of Ruin is far more effective than the Star Downpour. Or the Magic Downpour, my bad. The Stars of Ruin shoots 12 stars at an enemy, basically in a flam, so it's like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And it's really cool. Against bosses, it's also very good for a caster since you have a higher chance of it guaranteeing to get hit, rather than getting completely snapped out of focus. Even if you get hit out of the animation, as long as you are able to do the little spinny thing with the staff, the rest of the stars will indeed go into effect. There's, I believe, 7 to 12 of them. But now for the Founding Ruin Stars. This is a legendary sorcery, and it's a pretty damn good one. As a matter of fact, this spell is very good. I don't know why I didn't use it earlier, but my goodness, the ability it has to just completely do a PK Starstorm everywhere is incredible. If you get this spell off, it's going to send a complete Starstorm haze over and just completely rain down on everything. If you're doing this on a boss or on a single enemy, there's a good chance it's going to end up hitting it. And oh my god, it'll stagger. Some enemies might be strong enough to get through the stagger and just basically tank through, but others will definitely fall. It does nice damage, and it's a very fun spell once you get it. So Crystal Torrent isn't too bad. Make sure you put on your Crystal Rot Staff. Got the video on how to get all these staffs in the description below. Basically, think of the Kamehameha, except this time we shoot out a bunch of pebbling spikes of crystal instead of a huge beam of ki at our opponents. It does pepper, which can be effective, or it might not be depending on what you're going after. I've actually found this attack to be pretty good on Rykard, thankfully. It was doing a bit of damage, but on most regular enemies you should be able to shred them down. Again, you can get staggered out of spell quite easily, but it's a lot of fun to use. But now we're going to get on to Briars of Punishment. Sort of like Briars of Sin, how it made that little AoE that always went around you. Sort of like the Briars of Sin, that when you use it, it would make this sort of spiral of thorns made out of your blood go around you as an AoE to attack opponents, but it will also bring up your hemorrhage and make you take damage. The Briars of Sin is very similar to that, except this time it makes like a little snaky root thing that goes across the ground when you use it, and it uses a bit more damage. I don't believe it has the ability to be continuously used. You do only get like one strike go, while I believe Briars of Sin was the same way. But Briars of Punishment also causes this huge giant like flower root to spew up from the ground and hit the opponent. This can also do some okay hemorrhage damage. But with the Staff of the Guilty, this can be a very powerful spell when used on the right opponent. But Glamorous Fury is pretty cool. Sort of like Briars of Sin, how it does that AoE that goes around you. Glamorous Fury sort of does the same thing, but it basically just shoots a bunch of this at you. A bunch of lava at you. It isn't infinite, you can't do it continuously, but after it's done you can always cast the spell. Like most sorcery, you can easily get staggered out of it, but thankfully for these enemies such as the Godric soldiers, they don't really take it too well and they mostly get defeated. It's a pretty good sorcery. It does magma damage, so of course using the Glamour Staff is going to be a must. And you obtain it on your way to getting rykards rancor. Rancor, which is what we're going to use right now. So rykards rancor is a crazy insane sorcery. Basically we cast it, it shoots a hell bubble at the enemy and it blows them up, and it's, oh my goodness, just look at how much damage and AoE and range you have with this thing. It is a huge crazy skull from hell that literally makes explosions happen within its, literally within the path it takes. Anything that gets in it and gets blown up by that is screwed. The opponents just aren't going to last too long when you're throwing this at them, honestly. And this is supposed to be an int-scaling weapon. Oh my god. Overall, it is a very fun spell, and it's definitely worth killing Rykard to get it. Even though the initial skull does no damage, if anything gets caught up in this path, it's gonna get blown up. Oh yeah. If you have to use this in PvE, stay within it, and then whatever enemy comes over towards you is gonna get hit by its incredibly magnificent ray. And oh man, you can just Shrek enemies with this. It is so much fun. It is so epic. And come on, it's the explosive fire bubble from hell. What is there not to like about it? It is crazy cool. But yeah, that is 10 secret sorceries that you guys can get in Elden Ring. Or learn something new, or got value from today's content, or just genuinely enjoyed watching these crazy cool spells. Make sure to hit the like button. Always appreciated, guys. It takes some time to make these videos, and I do appreciate every single bit of support. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Elden Ring videos. Also, make sure to hit me up on your email list too. Can't stress it enough. Even if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, there is a chance you might never see another one of my videos again in the recommendeds. It's very likely, almost 100% chance, so make sure you hit me up on your email list. Also, make sure to go and also, if you have any social medias that I have in the description below, make sure to go over there, hit me up with a follow, and maybe throw me a DM on whatever you want to talk about or do in Elden Ring. Always appreciate it. Also, make sure to go and join the Discord server so you guys can go and basically go and make a conversation with everybody there. We're all chill. Glad to have you. Also, make sure to join the journey through the lands between by checking out the Elden Ring playlist. You're going to go over there anyways to go and check out my other videos like how to get these staffs, and maybe even get yourself the Bloody Wolf set right from the start of the game with my Bloody Wolf set build. But yeah, make sure that you go over to Ayalia.com and use my creator code RENCREATES to save up to 3% on your next purchase on getting whatever runes or weapons, items, armor sets you might need in the game. They will give you pretty much almost anything they can. You help not only them out, yourself, with a bit of time, and me as a creator. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and rise my fellow tarnished, and brandish thine Elden Ring.